And we are live. Oh, how is everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys are making it an awesome Sunday. It's beautiful weather here in Indiana, and I'm just really enjoying Sunday. So let me pause the video so it doesn't suck up all the internet. You guys have to let me know how the internet is right now because I'm at the in-laws, and I don't know how their Wi-Fi is gonna hold up. But yeah, so I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. A little bit different setup. I'm actually in their basement right now, and it's been a good weekend with family and friends and just kind of hanging out. And so today, I have a very controversial topic to go over with you all. And shout out to Sweden. Shout out to wherever you guys are coming in from. I hope you guys are having just the best Sunday. I'm sure some of you, it's not even Sunday anymore. It's Monday morning. But I'm glad you guys stayed up to be here for it. And so, yeah, everyone says the stream seems fine, so that's a good thing. Luckily, the in-laws and her little brother aren't here right now, so nobody's sucking up internet. It's just me and Amanda. They had to go to they were having like a silent auction at the church, and so they're really involved in their church here, and so they all went to that. But rainy Florida. Rainy days are good days because it's a great excuse to just stay inside. I love rainy days. You get to work on your shrimp tanks and just kind of hang out. But yeah, so it's 12:30 for Eagles Suffer. Yeah, it's late and a lot of you have to wake up and go to work in the morning. So I know that this is a tough time for a lot of people. But the Wednesday live stream, I'm gonna start doing that one. I don't know what time yet. I'm thinking like 2 o'clock Eastern time, and then kind of having that one go every week. But this week everything's been off because of the puppy. Just a lot of things going on with her, traveling. What else? We just had some crazy stuff going on, but we have a lot of good things in the works. I think that we might be hiring my old intern to start working for Flip Aquatics. And if that works out, that'd be like a huge blessing because he's really good at what he does and he's very meticulous. And he's just a great hard worker. So to have someone on board like that would be awesome. But yeah, just real quick before we get into today's topic, the puppy is doing a lot better. She's been on steroids and antibiotics since Monday. And her eyes look a lot better. We actually got her ointment for her eyes because they were getting worse. But she's looking a lot better and acting like a real puppy. She's actually a little bully. The in-laws actually just bought a puppy too, and she the first time she met her, she grabbed her by the tail and started dragging her, and we're like, Ruby, no, what are you doing? And so I always joke and say that she takes after Amanda. So we were having fun with that, but the poor little thing, she's on steroids, so it makes her pee like all the time, which it sucks. You know, it is what it is. Hulk puppy, yeah, steroids. Yeah, she pees honestly every 20 minutes, and if you're not on top of it, she'll pee all over in her kennel. She'll pee all over the floor, and so if you're not constantly taking her out, it's tough. Roid rage. Yeah, so the puppy's good. Emma absolutely adores the new little puppy. They played frisbee for like an hour and a half and really just enjoyed each other. And so yeah, so there's a lot of good things going on. Here comes all the dogs now. Amanda, bring all the puppies over here. Wait until you see these little cuties. So, this one is Ruby, and this one's Molly. This is our in-laws puppy. So they are just absolutely cute as can be. And then we got Daisy, the big dog down here. Daisy, come here. Come on. Daisy's also a golden doodle, and she's so funny. She gets a little annoyed by...
Oh, sorry. My bad.
It's okay. Oh, that took me forever to get set up, too.
I'm sorry.
There we go. Stay. Here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so Daisy's a killer. She actually put the Ruby made her mad. She like basically bit down on her head. Hey, let me try to angle this so you can be in here too. All right, so we got Amanda in the mix. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So, USA Bred. Daisy, you gotta move. You were like breathing like crazy.
Daisy, come here.
I don't want you guys to listen to breathing Daisy the whole time. Daisy, you want a treat?
Come here.
we have a crazy house up in here. We got Corey from Aquarium Co-op in the house. What's going on, Corey? Yeah. So today, there was. Let me give you a little backstory on it. But what we're gonna cover today is I want to go over what is the difference between USA bred and imported, and kind of go over the pros and cons of each. And there's a lot of confusion on this. Chris Hardy, who is the owner of Triton Aquatics, I believe that's the name. I'm 99% sure. He's a really great guy. He gave us a free glass shrimp catcher, and I'm gonna do a review on that, and we're gonna use it to get some pictures and stuff. But Chris started a topic on USA freshwater plants and shrimp, or shrimp and plants, however it is. And he asked the question, what is considered USA bred? Like, how many generations? Like, if I buy imported shrimp and they have babies, is that USA bred? And it's just kind of, we go through this whole thing, like, what is USA bred? And so there was so much confusion and so much feedback, so many different opinions. And so I thought it only appropriate if we actually make a video and really decide, like, what is qualified as USA bred. And so, Amanda, you want to get in on this discussion? So, me and Amanda, we've been going back and forth, and I think it's mainly my opinion. I don't know if Amanda really gave too much of her opinion, but the big thing with USA bred is most people think of USA bred, and they think that, okay, that shrimp is used to the water here in the United States. So that shrimp is going to acclimate to my tanks better, right? And so, we got some squeaky puppies in the background, little Molly. And so, it's all about the shrimp being born in the United States and being used to our water and acclimating better, and it's a healthier shrimp. But the one thing to know is that there are USA bred shrimp that are not healthy, and there are imported shrimp that aren't healthy. But I would rather have an imported shrimp that is healthy than a USA bred shrimp that isn't healthy. And so, my opinion, and I want to get Amanda's feedback on this too, is if a shrimp is born in the United States, if it is born in your water, whether it came in from an import or whatever, that is a USA bred shrimp, because the only reason we breed USA bred shrimp is because we want them to be used to our water. So if a baby is born in your tank and it grows up in your water, that is a USA bred shrimp. And so, Amanda, what do you think about that? Here, scoot up in here. Get closer. I feel like we're so far away. My wife loves me. It's like, would you think that's accurate as well?
Yeah.
Yeah? I love you. And so a lot of people said, like, you need, am I muting that? So a lot of people said you need 4 generations, you need 3 generations to qualify as USA bred. And so there was so much back and forth about this. So this is what I want to implement for us. So, like, we got in this huge import order, and we have like 4,000 or 5,000 babies from it. And in my opinion, those are USA bred babies. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to list them as USA bred cherry shrimp, and then you guys be like, what are these just from imported shrimp? Like, what is it? And so here's what we want to do as Flip Aquatics, and as me and Amanda want to do, is we want to actually label them as F1, F2, and then anything after F2 is just straight USA bred. And basically what that means is, if you guys have ever kept wild-caught fish, a wild-caught fish is considered wild. When it has one set of babies, that first set of babies is F1, so it's like first generation. And then once they have babies, it's F2. And so there's these tiers. And so if we get imported shrimp in and they have babies, those are F1 USA bred. If they have babies, that's F2 USA bred. And then anything beyond that is 3 generations in, and that is just straight USA bred. And so that's the way we think is fair, and I think is a good system, because no one ever uses the F1 and F2 for shrimp. And I forget who mentioned it in the post, but I thought it was such a great idea to start implementing it. And that way you guys have complete transparency with me and Amanda and what we're doing. And that's basically just how we want to go forward. And so we want to get your feedback on it and really talk about it. USA bred or born in the USA. Yeah, so for us, USA bred means they were born in the USA. And that's F1. And you guys, hey, this is a discussion, so you guys are more than welcome to disagree with us. And really, this discussion, like this live stream, will dictate what we do. And so that is really what we're leaning towards. But, that doesn't mean that we're set in stone on that. And so please, feel free to put some discussion into the chat. If you guys disagree, let us know. A lot of people are saying they love the idea. What do you think, babe? I'm going to sneeze. You're going to sneeze? Yes. Wait. If you hit somebody on the forehead, they will stop sneezing. So let's see what Corey just commented something. First of all, we got Shrimp Society said, I love the F1, F2, etc. idea. We got Corey from Aquarium Co-op said, I'd say bred in the USA means the shrimp mated in the USA, which would be birth 30 days after landing in the country at least. Otherwise, I'd say USA raised shrimp. That's an interesting concept. And so USA raised shrimp. So again, for us, and again, please argue back. A USA bred shrimp, the good thing about USA bred shrimp means that they are used to our water. They were born in our water. They grew up in our water. They're used to it, which means they're going to do better in our water. And so if any shrimp was born in our water, it's going to do better than shrimp that weren't born in our water. And so bred in the United States, I guess you could use USA raised shrimp, but I think there would be too much confusion in that. I mean, just in my opinion, I think like if you start seeing USA raised shrimp versus USA bred shrimp, there would be a lot of questions. Whereas if you, and again, I could be completely wrong. If you would say USA bred first generation, second generation, I would think that would be simpler. But I could be wrong. Slosser says, I like the idea, but also agree that born in USA is USA bred. So that, okay. Dana Murphy says, I think the F1, F2 system sounds great. Thank you, Dana. Corona Ken says, you're right on. As long as you define and follow your standards, then it's up to the customer to decide. That's actually a really good point. So no matter what we decide, as long as we make it clear and out there, then it's going to be transparent. And I never, listen, me and Amanda's goal with Flip Aquatics is we want to be as transparent as possible. And we actually get a lot of hate for that. So like a lot of people judged us on the import order and said like, you guys messed up in so many areas. You messed up with the green fungus. You messed up with this. You messed up with that. But the truth is we're learning. And there's a lot of videos that haven't come out yet that still are yet to come out. Like another thing that came up which really sparked the picture. So you guys saw for the live stream, it was Elobiopsidea was the caption, which is the green fungus. And I don't want to get too off track, but there was a lot of stuff that came up like, hey, like, oh, thank you so much. Why haven't you talked about parasites? Why haven't you talked about Elobiopsidea, the green fungus? Like, why is that like just something, is it something you're hiding? Like, what is it? And the truth is me and Amanda are completely transparent. Like, with the green fungus, and we'll get into this in a little bit. I don't want to leave the discussion of F1, F2, and what we think about what qualifies as a USA bred shrimp, because really the hope is what me and Amanda decide to do will slowly become the standard in the industry, because right now I don't think anyone quarantines. Do you know of anyone that quarantines for 30 days their shrimp? No, I honestly don't know if it's ever been done. I really don't. And if it hasn't been done, then I don't know. I wouldn't know about it. And so we are truly trying to raise the standard in the shrimp industry, in the shrimp hobby, and we're trying to raise the health of the animal. So I want to keep getting your guys' feedback. Jacqueline Fergno, it sounds more like you'd be starting a new line versus saying a shrimp is from the USA. Possibly. Rice Water says, Aquarium Co-op seems good, bred in USA versus raised in the USA. So that's, I guess now that's a discussion. Do we say the first generation is raised in the USA and then bred in the USA and then still use the F1, F2 generations? What do you think? Do you like the bred in the USA versus raised in the USA?
I mean, I like the idea, but I think it'd be too hard for us to tell because we have shrimp that are having babies and we don't know.
Actually, that is a good point.
We don't know if they bred in our tank when we got them or if they were already pregnant.
That's actually a really good point. So, how can we track it? Like, if we have a tank full of imported shrimp and they're constantly breeding all the time, how do we separate the babies that were born from pregnant females versus females that bred in the tank? So that actually, man, my wife coming up strong. That's a great point. So now it's actually USA raised shrimp is almost impossible for us to list as because it would never be true. We would really never know the difference between bred in our tanks first generation and raised in our tanks. And so that's a really good point. Let's keep getting some feedback. Valley Fish says F1 and so sounds good. As long as they are healthy, that's all that matters. And that is the best point. So our mission as a business, as Flip Aquatics, is that we will always sell healthy shrimp. It doesn't matter if they're imported. It doesn't matter if they're bred by us. We will only sell healthy shrimp because that is the only way that we are going to grow this hobby. That's the only way that we're going to continue to grow this hobby. If we start selling sick shrimp, then that's only hurting us and it's only hurting the people that we're trying to get into the hobby. Let's see what King Lee said. King Lee in the house. Yes, USA Bred is when a baby is born in USA waters. So that's another one. And I think, it's sounding like that's the course we're going to go. And I hope that, Corey playing devil's advocate, we'll have to scroll down. But I hope that the discussion here, not only me and Amanda can implement it for our business, but you guys can implement it as well. So like if you buy imported shrimp and breed them, you could follow the same guidelines. So that shrimp would be considered an F1 USA bred, and then so on and so forth. Glenn Y, F1 and F2 plus from wild. So Glenn, this is what we're getting at. So if we import shrimp, and those shrimp have babies, when is a shrimp considered USA bred? When, at what point is that shrimp USA bred? And so if we import shrimp, they have babies. We are saying right now, our current discussion is that baby is a USA bred shrimp, but it's F1 generation. And then the babies of that baby would be USA bred F2 generation. And then anything beyond F2 is just a USA bred shrimp. There's no F3, no F4. It's just F1 and F2. And I think that is a pretty simple system. And it's an easy way for us to track. And it's an easy way for me and Amanda to be transparent with you guys. Because we don't want to just say, hey, USA bred shrimp. And some of them are generation 7. And some of them are straight babies from imported shrimp. Because I feel like people would start getting upset with us. Even though, in our opinion, we're not doing anything wrong. But people could really get a bad taste in their mouth. And so that's why it's so important to be transparent. Right, babe? Mm-hmm. We're all about transparency. Let's see. Charles Fish Tank says, typically, the WC, F1, F2, etc. naming system is applied to wild fish and animals bred in captivity. Then again, who cares? I think this is fine, but I like USA bred more. Yeah, so Charles, we could really change it to where it's not F1. It's like, G1 for generation 1 or whatever. I just think if we change the lettering, it could just even get more confusing. Like, people are like, what is a G1 or what is a C1? F1 does mean it's the first generation from wild. And we would be first generation from imported. And so maybe that will get confusing. What do you think? It's like,
I don't know. I don't think it will. I think if we have a section that says this is what they mean.
Yeah, so so if you guys have ever been to our website, if you go, we have it listed imported shrimp, and then the name, and then USA bred shrimp, and then the name. And if you click on it, there's a little disclaimer before you even read the description of the shrimp, and it says, just so you know, these are still in quarantine. They'll be available May 1st. And then under that, it says, hey, these are imported shrimp. This is what an imported shrimp is. And we could include, hey, this is a USA bred shrimp, but it's F1 generation, which means it's a first generation from imported, so on and so forth. And yeah, so thank you. Somebody just said something that I really appreciated. I'll get to it. Anonymous says, hey, I got 2 1-inch Amanos that are a nice dark blue Will they stay that color? I've actually never heard of an Amano being dark blue, but I don't want to get off topic. Do they get dark blue?
They have different color. Amanos sometimes are
Really?
different colors, yeah.
No way. She actually has worked at a pet store, so she has seen a lot more of the ins and outs, really, and seen a lot more stuff than I have probably. And so that's really cool. So Rice Water said maybe put a disclaimer underneath the product, say that they were born in the USA. So Rice Water, that is a great idea, and really that's just kind of what we were talking about. I know you probably mentioned that a couple minutes ago. But yeah, I think it would be really good if on the product description, so like when you click on a shrimp, it says, hey, this is USA bred, but it's actually first generation, which means it was only, it's straight from imported parents. And I think that's a really fair way of doing it. Let's see. I know Aquarium Co-op, I know Corey had a controversial thing, but I'll keep getting there. Is there a need to trace a shrimp heritage? Does the value/sales price diminish the farther it is away from wild caught? No, not at all. So tracing the heritage doesn't increase value, in my opinion. Because here's the thing. So like a lot of people will sell USA bred shrimp and they will charge a premium for it. But really, the truth is, I would pay the same amount for a healthy shrimp. Like, I mean, granted, if there was a healthy shrimp that was USA bred, I would buy that over a healthy imported shrimp. But I would rather buy an imported shrimp over some people's USA bred shrimp just because of health, quality, genetic lineage, all that kind of stuff. And so that's a great question. The only time that it's important to trace a shrimp's heritage is in the Caridina realm. And so that's with like pure red line and stuff like that, because some of those get up to like ridiculous prices. Let's see. Yes, if you label F1, F2, and F3, then USA bred / raised / bred. ML Bumler said that. Let's see. Dylan Knott said, Rob, you guys and people like Rachel Leary and Mark Shrimp Tanks are making great videos that no one's made. I say keep making videos as you figure things out. It helps us a lot. Well, thank you, Dylan. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Honey, how about you read a couple? How about this one right here?
Where?
The average aquarist.
Oh. Aquarist.
Oh, sorry.
Said, I would say F2 is USA bred. If parents are born in the USA, then any offspring are bred in the USA.
Okay. So, again, this is a discussion. So, like, you're saying that any shrimp that are, what is it? So, you actually have to have shrimp that are born in the USA and then breed those ones, and those are USA bred. But here's the problem. So, like, a lot of hobbyists. Here, how about, do you want to keep scrolling through and find good questions?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's one right under it. So.
Okay, perfect. So, a lot of hobbyists will actually buy shrimp, right? You guys buy imported shrimp, and you breed them in your tank, and you spend a lot of time breeding those shrimp. And then for us to tell you, like, hey, you breed those, and those are actually, the babies are imported, and you're like, no, I bred these in my tank. And so you can see where that confusion could come in and really start, like, people clashing heads over it. And so I understand where you guys are coming from. I definitely think that there's a lot of different ways to look at it. It's just finding the way that makes the most sense and is the easiest to portray and for people to follow through with. Because, again, we're trying to set a standard for the whole hobby, not just for us. And so whatever we do, we really, really, really hope that it goes across the whole shrimp hobby and we can all start implementing as a group. Because that's really where the change is going to come in. And that's really where you're going to start seeing the sellers that are transparent and the home breeders that are transparent. And a lot more is going to start happening as far as the health of the shrimp and being able to tell if they're healthy. But go ahead, honey.
PJ Bailey said, so not only did you quarantine, did you also treat?
Do you want to handle that one?
No, you can.
Okay. So, PJ Bailey, great question. And so basically he asked, we quarantined the shrimp for 30 days, but did we actually treat the shrimp? And yes, we actually treated all of the shrimp. So here's the thing with imported shrimp. No matter what, when you import Neocaridina shrimp, they always, every single time will come in with parasites. And here's the thing. Our importer, or our exporter, the one that sends shrimp to us, he treats for all the parasites. So he goes through and he screens them He takes out the green parasite ones, or at least does his best to get the green fungus out, or parasite, or whatever you want to call it. But he also treats all of the shrimp for parasites. And so it's killing the vorticilla, Scutarilia, all that kind of stuff. But you cannot kill the eggs of the parasite. There's nothing that can penetrate the egg to kill it. And so whenever the shrimp molts, like when they molt in the bag while they're shipping, those parasites will hatch and they'll attach to the rostrum of the shrimp, which is like the top of the head. And so when I get the shrimp in, I have to quarantine them and start treating them. And so we quarantine for two reasons. One, for the health of the animal. We want to give them time to settle in. And the second thing is so that we can treat for the parasites, kill off the parasites so we're not spreading them to the hobby. And so we use dog dewormer, which is fenbendazole, I think that's how you say it. And we dose it into the water, and it actually it stays in the water for like a week, and it actually acts as like a killer for these parasites throughout the whole week. And so as the eggs are hatching, it's constantly killing the parasites off so that they're not laying more eggs or anything like that. And so, so this whole 35-day process of quarantining, we have been treating them, 2 times a week, sometimes more, doing water changes, all that good stuff. And so that was a great question, and we'll have more videos about treating. But the only parasites, actually, we really did find more types of diseases and parasites than I've ever encountered. And so we've learned a lot more about parasites. The vorticilla and the Scutarilia and the green fungus are things that I've encountered before. But they have like these, what are they? Like they're black and brown spots.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
it's like well, you explain it because you did a lot of
know.
research on it, didn't you?
Kind of.
Okay, I'll explain it.
That's like necrosis of the shell.
Yeah, exactly.
A
So it's
bacterial infection. Which
exactly.
causes necrosis.
So, exactly. See, you knew. And so
You just put me on the spot.
I'm
I didn't even
sorry.
know what we were talking
I'm
about
sorry.
before the live stream, and you're like, "Hey, come
hey,
talk."
come on, get down here.
Jeez.
So that was one I've never encountered. It's really like corrosion of the shell, and it's this bacteria that eats into the shell. And if you don't like
Necrosis.
necrosis, okay.
Mm-hmm. That just means
Necrosis.
the tissue is dying.
She's a nurse, so she's actually really good at this kind of stuff. And so she has been a huge help with these shrimp because she understands like the medical side of it and using different chemicals and stuff like that to treat the water. So you're kind of like the mad scientist. And if we get Jeff on board, which is my old intern, he is
our friend now.
what?
He's just our friend. Now.
He's just our friend now, but he's a biologist. And so to have him on board would really help us because he can start doing like the scientific end of it and really getting down to the root reasons why these things are happening. And we actually have a lot of products. We have one product now that we're going to test on the green fungus, and hopefully it works.
I'm excited.
We're really excited about trying it. But you got another question for us?
Well, Corey said, to play devil's advocate, what about the babies that are hatched out in the shipping bag and then land in your water? Shaking my head, Corey.
All right, so
Kidding.
the babies that hatch in the shipping bag while in transport most of the time won't live. And the reason I say that is because, one, most of the time the babies are dropped during shipping, so the little eggs, like literally we got bags in of shrimp, and they were like eggs all over the bottom because the moms just get stressed out and drop them. And if the babies do hatch, when we're like transitioning them between nets and water, usually sometimes they just get stuck in the net, and they're so tiny that most of the time they stay in the old water and they get flushed. Not that we do it on purpose because every shrimp we want to try to save.
And baby shrimp molt often, and so it's going to cause them maybe to molt too much if they're put in new water.
Yeah, and it's high ammonia in that water. Like the pH is all messed up. So like shipping is not a good place for the babies to hatch. And so if they do, I would say like if 100 babies hatch in shipping, you might have 10 survive. Whereas if 100 hatch in your tank, you'll have 75 survive, something like that. And this is a Diet Pepsi, by the way. I didn't want anyone getting like confused.
Oh, sorry.
Follow the rules for citizenship. That's what someone just said.
Oh.
That is funny.
I saw someone else said green card, but it didn't register.
Daisy, be nice.
Um.
Wait, I don't blank. This topic is very important in my opinion. As long as the shrimp are healthy and good. See, Dylan. So Dylan said, I don't think this topic is really important as long as the shrimp are healthy. And it's so true that as long as the shrimp are healthy, that is the only thing that matters. But there are those few people that will cause a stink over pretty much anything. And so that we want to be completely transparent to where somebody can't be like, oh, hey, Flip Aquatics is actually doing this. Like, hey, everyone, like, they're lying to you. Like, because we're not. Like, we don't ever want to be ones that, like, try to sweep something under the rug. So we would rather be over the top, transparent, so that you guys can always see behind the scenes for us. And just kind of go from there.
Valley Fish said, is the cost of F1 versus F3 the same? The more F cycles, the hardier the shrimp, right?
Yeah, Valley Fish. So that is actually a phenomenal question. I think that is a really, really good question. It's so good that I'm going to repeat it. Valley Fish, is the cost of an F1 versus an F3 the same? So like a shrimp that is born from imported shrimp versus a shrimp that we bred for 3 generations, is the cost the same? And he said the more Fs, the hardier the shrimp, right? And yeah, so I would agree with you. I think I think it's true. So like F1 would be, oh, what's going on, Sergeant Tanks in the house? Thanks for stopping in, Jeremy. Is the cost of an F1 going to be the same as an F3? And no, it will be cheaper. And I don't know how much cheaper, but it definitely will be cheaper. F3 will probably be more expensive. And yeah, I would say the more generations you breed in the United States, the hardier it's going to get, in theory. But that's not always the case. Sometimes lineage of shrimp, breeding a couple generations, they'll go downhill. Maybe there's too much inbreeding, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a number of reasons that could happen that could decrease the quality of the shrimp. And so, I guess, since this is so new to us, I definitely would say that F3 are going to be more expensive, but I don't know how much more expensive. It really, really, really just depends. What King Lee say? Because I know people are saying I agree with King Lee.
He said, I say that as long as the baby hatches/born in USA water, it is USA bred because the baby itself has never been in import waters. I
agree too.
Jonathan Keeler, keep it. What? Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you say it.
Keep in simple. Just USA breed. Anything born in USA waters and raised in those waters.
Yeah. So I honestly, I'm still, even with the discussion, I'm still leaning towards the F1 and F2.
I am.
You think so too?
Yeah, I accidentally went down too far.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. My wife. I'm glad. I was really trying to get her involved in the live stream, and she's like, I kind of want to go to my grandparents because we don't get to see her family very often. And so I was like, everyone would miss you.
Please.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I just read a comment. That's
where?
Awesome. They said Joey, the king of DIY, is up to 24,000 on his GoFundMe. That's crazy in one day. What'd Corey say? Oh, you got another one?
No, I'm looking. Ben Tang said, I think that the idea is great. No matter the origin, as long as you're selling healthy animals, you're doing the right thing.
Thank you, Ben. Mm-hmm. And I promise you guys, we will always sell healthy animals. We never, like, even on our website, if you read anything about us and what we want to be as a business, we always say we put the health of the animal first, above the customer. Because if the animal's healthy, then the customers will come. You can't please the customer. Like, if they want a shrimp, a week out of quarantine, the answer is no. Like, you can't have it. You can have it a month later, and they're going to be upset about that. But at the end of the day, they're going to be happy because that shrimp's going to do 10 times better. And so what else we got?
Corey said, maybe you should evolve it totally, develop a new way of thinking. G1, G2, etc. This is generation 1 in my water, generation 2 in my water, etc.
Yeah. What do you guys think on that? So right now we're leaning towards the F1, F2, which is just your standard, like, how many generations off of wild. But we're dealing with imported, so it's not really wild. Do you guys think the G1, G2 is another way to look at it, and it will be less confusing, or will it be more confusing?
I like that idea.
I like it too, actually.
I don't know. It's like along the same lines, I think. Just giving it a different letter.
Giving it a different letter.
Basically, it's the same thing.
Which could save confusion because people are associating it with wild caught, or it could be more confusion. I don't know. Let's see. Zach's Tanks Crazy Aquarium guy says, I agree with Corey. How about this one?
This one?
No, the one up.
This one?
The one more.
No.
Oh, we're not reading that.
No. It was super.
That's funny. How about we scroll down the bottom and see what people are saying about that recent question, just so we stay current.
Okay. I was almost to the bottom. People said they like the G thing.
Yeah, Last Windbreaker says G system sounds better. Jacqueline Faringo says, I like creating your own system. So that's a lot of good stuff. Let's see.
Kingley says, yes, I think that it's easier to understand when looking at it on paper.
Okay. Glenn Y says G1, G2, so that's another vote for the G. Harleen 5150 Quinzel says the G makes more sense. Dead Boy New York says the G sounds good. Mara, I like the G1, G2.
Glenn White said again, F1 and F2 is for wild caught, so the G maybe would be easier for people to understand and not get confused.
So let's do this. So I this is good that we talked about it, honestly. I really like, it seems like the vote is for G. And so yeah, like let's do generation 1, generation 2, and that's just our water. So we'll which actually, you know what? I just had an epiphany. So like, you can't always track the source of shrimp, right? You can't. And so if people are tracking it through the G system, like if I have a shrimp that's generation 3, so G3, someone can buy it and say, hey, this is generation 4 or whatever. But actually, I don't think that works. Never mind. So I was thinking, whenever someone buys shrimp, they should restart the G system, and it should go by their water. And so if I was going to buy shrimp from like someone that has USA Bred, and that person literally went out, bought shrimp that were USA Bred, brought them back to their house and started selling them, that shrimp could be a G3, generation 3 or generation 4 USA Bred, but it literally just started acclimating to their water, and they sell it as a USA Bred shrimp, G3, and then all of a sudden that shrimp isn't healthy because now it's acclimating to a bunch of different waters. And so the G system should go by just your water. And so like if you buy shrimp from me and it's USA Bred generation 4, you should restart the G system. Oh my gosh. You should restart the G system with your own water. So when you buy shrimp from me, you breed it in your tank. Now it's generation 1, it's generation 2. And I actually really like that. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
So
I think what you're saying makes sense. I think it should be. Oh, my grandma's here.
Grandma's here. Hey, Grandma, come on down.
No, she doesn't like being on camera.
Oh, she doesn't?
Grandma, yeah, we're live streaming. We're live streaming. What do you mean?
They don't know what live stream is.
Live. So you know how you watch things live on TV? We're live on the YouTube.
So what do you guys think about implementing a G system for all of us?
We were going to come over.
So like,
We were going to come over after we're done.
honey, you can go up there and hang out with them if you want.
Okay.
All right, now you guys just got me. So now everyone's gonna leave. I don't have my pretty wife here to help me. Oh, sorry. Oh, the puppy's down here. I'm sorry, Molly. It's okay. Here, I'll get Molly up here. Oh, there we go. So now that Amanda's gone, I can use the puppy to keep you guys here. Oh, Unholy Orders. Super chat for $2. What's up, Rob and Amanda? Keep it G, homie. I do like the G system. So I really do like the G system. So wouldn't it be cool as a community to implement the G system for all of us? And so when you buy shrimp, when they start having babies, you track how many generations you've bred them for. And so when you sell shrimp that are G1 shrimp, that means they were first generation in your water. And I personally, then the quality goes up. So like if you're buying generation 4, generation 5, I think that really makes sense. Corey just said, all serious breeders ask how many generations something has been in their water anyway. I'll always buy something that someone has line bred for many generations. I actually love it. I really, really do love it. So like if we implement, is she leaving?
No, they're going to wait on us.
Okay. So if we implement the G system to our whole operation, we would track how many generations our shrimp are.
Oh my God, that would be a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. But once you get breeding colonies, it would be easier.
Says who?
Well, says Jeff, the one that's most likely going to have to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's really...
No, it's a good idea. Just in theory, it's a good idea. Just when you implement it, like, it's difficult for just the two of us to really keep track of that.
Well, how about this? How would you think about if we did the G system?
Yes.
And we did it for 2 generations for Neos.
Mm-hmm.
So we only tracked it for 2 generations for Neos.
That's fine.
But Caridina, because Caridina are more expensive. Those ones, it's even more of a thing to track G.
Okay.
Just because, like, how many generations have you read this? I don't know. It's a really good discussion. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. Dwayne said, Amanda, is it worth it? I don't know what Dwayne's talking about, but if you're talking about marriage, then definitely worth it.
Oh, Lord.
LR Brett says, I got them 100 plus Gs.
Did you
LOL.
see what Jimmy said? That's what I was laughing at.
No, I totally missed it.
He
Sashimi
said,
whiskey?
Yeah, he said, ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Oh my gosh. Sashimi whiskey in the house. G Bear says, as Rachel O'Leary says, kiss, don't get crazy with it.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh, keep it simple, stupid. Oh, I was like, kiss, what the heck? Well, usually when you write kiss, keep it simple, stupid, you put it in capitals. My bad. My bad. Don't make fun of me. My wife. Oh.
You're lucky I'm here.
I know.
People on the other side of the screen laugh at you when I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I get quite a few laughs at me. Jacqueline Fering, no. I'm so bad at pronouncing things, like terrible. How susceptible are your shrimp to mutation? Do you notice any difference in your 3rd generation breed shrimp when compared to your imported ones? Yeah, I would say for sure. And it really depends on, like, if I have a colony of 3 shrimp, right, and they breed, and then it goes to a colony of 30, and then some of them die off and it goes back down to 10, and then they breed again. Like 4 or 5 generations in, those shrimp are pretty nasty. Like they're prone to bacterial infections, like, just not good. So I would say the bigger the colony, the better, and so on and so forth. And you always get mutations, definitely color mutations, different things like that. And so yeah, I would say, I don't know. I really haven't bred the imported shrimp, so I don't know what their 1st generation and 2nd generation are going to look like. And so that's going to be really interesting because really, imported shrimp, their first set of generation babies could be terrible, like look awful. So let's see. Yeah. Anakin says you'll lose track of the G number. You'll have G1s breeding with G2s and G2s breeding with G5s, etc. I agree. So, yeah, Kyle's Fishroom says imported G1, G2, then stop at G+, meaning more than 2.
I agree.
I agree. Because anything G2+ is better. Yeah, I still got a little puppy right here. I think I think you're right. I think we should go back to that. And I really do think it's important if you guys buy shrimp, your 1st generation, you should list as G1 or G2 as well. The more of us that do it, the quicker it will catch on, and the better the shrimp hobby will be with it. Please, keep giving me your guys' feedback. I think that after a number of generations, it converted to only USA without generations. Mm-hmm. I agree. Senzena K said that. Once you get past G-Bear said, once you get past G2, they don't do it in fish. It usually becomes captive bred only. Okay, so let's go back to that. I really do like it. It looks like we're stuck on G1, G2, imported, and then just straight USA bred or captive bred. I really like it. And yes, these puppies are both golden doodles. We have a white golden doodle down here. We got a red golden doodle here, and then a black one. Check out this little thing. Oh, she's dreaming, I think. No, she's up now. Look at this. Is that not the cutest little thing you've ever seen?
Ruby's cuter. No offense.
Ruby is cuter, but this thing, like, she just cuddles on him. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about parasites. So with the parasites, we imported the shrimp, and we haven't really done a video talking about parasites, talking about what's going on with the Vorticilla, what's going on with the Scotorillia. Rachel O'Leary made a video saying that the shrimp that she got from our same order were pretty much 100% infested. She actually said, quote unquote, that it was the worst shipment she's ever got in, that they were complete garbage. And I think that's a little harsh. And I know our shrimp, the ones that we treated, and Amanda can be my witness. What would you say our infection rate was? Like, how many times did we actually spot Vorticilla or Scotorillia?
Not very much at all.
Like, we maybe spotted it 3 times that they were actually adult shrimp. The difference between our quarantine and, say, Rachel O'Leary's is she uses, Paragard from Seachem. And we use, actually, fenbendazole. And so we take a different method. She doses it, does water changes, takes the molds out. We try to keep the fenbendazole in the tank constantly so that whenever the shrimp or whenever the parasite eggs are hatching, the Vorticilla, the Scotorillia, as soon as they hatch, they die. Mm-hmm. And that's by having the constant chemicals in there. Mm-hmm. And it's not, put it this way, no chemicals are good on shrimp. But usually you only have to treat it for like 2 weeks, and then you don't treat it after that because everything's died off after 2 weeks. Usually, at least that's been our experience. And so the last 2 weeks are just to make sure everything is stable. And so whereas Rachel O'Leary thought it was the worst shipment ever, we actually thought the shipment went better than expected.
Yeah.
Like, really, we were estimating, like, what were our losses that we were predicting? Do you remember?
No, but high.
They were high. Like, we were really estimating, like, worst case scenario. Like, we're going to lose 50 to 70% of the shrimp. And we're just going to try to, like, make the best of it. We honestly, I would say we lost less than 30% of the shrimp. Probably close to 20%. And that's really good. And so it doesn't really, losses mean a lot, but it really comes out of the health of the shrimp. Besides the yellows, and it was mainly the yellows did bad. I'm gonna have to be honest, the green jades didn't do as good as I would like.
No.
We still have a handful of really healthy ones.
And there's babies.
But they were ones that imported poorly, and we had to do a water change in the truck and get them back in it. There's babies in the tank, which is nice. I'm going to put her down. She's hot. There you go, love. And so parasites don't have to be a big issue. If you're treating properly, if you're treating right, they do not have to be a huge issue. Now, the green parasite, Elobiopsidea, that is one that is like the nightmare of it. And so, hey, Daisy, be nice to the puppy.
Here, Molly. Move her.
Okay. So, again, there was this thread on USA Freshwater Plants and Shrimp, and it was basically talking about imported shrimp. What is a USA bred shrimp versus an imported shrimp? And there was a lot of confusion. And a lot of people gave us crap on the green parasite. They said, like, whenever you have a green parasite in the tank, they don't know how it spreads. And so, like, when you have it, like, the 30-day quarantine should restart. The good thing is we only found the green parasite in the carbon release, and I think one of the red release had it. Oh. And then what other ones?
The green jelly.
The green jelly. So there was three types of shrimp. Those are the only ones we saw it on. And so, in my experience, we have been doing this I've had the business for like 3 years. We've been keeping shrimp for a long time. I've seen a lot of this green parasite. Never in my whole life have I ever seen it spread without a shrimp dying. So the only way I've ever seen it spread is a shrimp dies, and then the parasites release, or the spores release in the water, and they attach to the first shrimp they can get their hands on. That is what I found out. So the way that we do it, and again, there's 1,000 different opinions out there. But if you're not the one with the opinion, if you're not the one with the firsthand knowledge, then you're just going based off of what other people say. And so we have firsthand knowledge on what we see, and I have never seen it spread to another shrimp unless a shrimp dies. So if we're taking the green parasite out and putting it into a hospital tank, letting it live out its life and dying in there, if that's the way we do it and we don't see it spreading, then I think it's a great system. But a lot of people said it was the wrong system. And then when we asked them, like, well, what do you recommend? And they said, there's a treatment thing online. Really, there is no way to kill these little green fungus. Like, a lot of people have said they've done it, and there's a lot of different ways to try it. We are trying tons of different ways and have not found a successful way of killing them. With that being said, we have a new type of medicine that we're going to try out when we get back home. And I'm super excited to try it out. Luckily, what is it?
What?
What'd you say?
I said I am too.
Oh, she is too. She's excited to try it out. And so I really think that this could, if it works, it could really change some things for us. And so we're really excited about that. LR Brett says the G system is good for some things, but when buying lineage, quality, and purity through selective breeding is the most important. Yeah. So like there are situations where the G system is really good. So like if you are breeding for like a desired quality, and like if like for example Monica, I forget her last name.
Polar.
Monica Puller. She's a breeder out of
Germany.
Is it Germany? I don't think it's Germany. Okay, maybe Germany. We'll go with Germany. And she breeds the Dancing Man. And so with that, generations is everything. Because like if you bred the Dancing Man for 4 generations and it's been Dancing Man, Dancing Man, Dancing Man, Dancing Man, when you breed it, it's most likely going to produce Dancing Man. But if it's only generation 1, then it could produce 1,000 different things. And so yeah, so the G system really makes sense for a lot of different stuff. But yeah, great input LR Bretts. You got another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so rice water. Go ahead and read it.
It says that green fungus, is it just rampant in Thailand breeding due to overpopulation?
So
I would say no.
no, I would say it's prevalent in Thailand or Taiwan and all those places because they breed them outdoors. And so it's just a protozoan or fungus or parasite that lives outside. And it lives in the water. It's native. And so like...
Doesn't it come from bird poop?
What's that?
Bird poop.
Yeah. So our understanding of it, my understanding of it, is that birds actually poop into the ponds. It releases like stuff that's native to birds. And it gets into the water and attaches to the shrimp, blah, blah, blah. And it's just this relationship. So there's a lot of ways the Taiwanese breeders could address this. They could, breed them indoors, which wouldn't make sense. They can, dose salt into their water. They could do a lot of different things to try to prevent it. I don't know if anything would work, but there's so many different ways and so many different ways to look at it. I personally have never been to a Taiwanese farm and actually witnessed how they breed them, what they do. And so everything I say as far as what they do is just speculation or what people have told me. Breeders are over there like Selene Dwayne and stuff like that. So eventually when we go over there and we're able to talk with these people and do some videos and stuff like that, that's when we're really going to have a good understanding of what's going on over there. McMurray Farm says she gave Rob the look again. Oh, she went outdoors. She always gives me the look. You guys know that. Molly. All right, so Rice Water says, it makes a lot of sense. Thanks. Well, guess you're going to have to step it up. Best of luck. Thomas Kraft. Thomas, what's going on, man? Thomas is a great guy. He always gives us a lot of encouragement and help, so shout out to Thomas. Use the G system. We still trust you to do proper selection and charge according to visual quality. Yes. And so, honestly, we will always, always, always sell healthy shrimp. And we never want to compromise on that. And so, bring back Lamont. Who's Lamont? Is that Corey's old Corey from Aquarium Co-op? Is that his old guy that used to work for him, Lamont? I'm pretty sure it is. Ruby is? Oh my gosh, your grandparents are gonna have their hands full. Cycle Laferty says, I've noticed my male blue velvet shrimp has a small red patch on its side. Should I be concerned? No. Blue velvets were bred from the cherry shrimp. They bred it to the red really, and then they started getting blue out of it. So the clear midsection started turning blue, and that became a blue really, and then they bred out the red to have a blue velvet. And so when you start seeing your blue velvets have red in them, it just means that they're reverting back to the original blue, really. And so yeah, no problem at all. Dylan Knott says Taiwan vacation soon.
Yes.
I have the best wife. She is all for going on these little expeditions and seeing all these places.
I want to go to like freshwater like streams where wild shrimp are caught and catch them, or just take pictures, like something.
Yeah.
It'd be so fun. Like
I think it would be a blast.
Or I want to go to Hawaii and snorkel and see Opaiola shrimp too.
Opaiola shrimp would be fun.
Yeah.
I just want to go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We have an invitation from Chris Lukup, which is the Shrimp King. He lives over in Germany. He invited us and Therese. What's Therese's last name?
Neil.
Therese Neal, I think. He invited all of us to come over, stay at his place. He wants to take us around to a couple different breeders, and really just make a trip out of it. And as soon as we, oh, that's funny. As soon as we have the money for that, that is definitely something that we want to do. Mm-hmm. And really, I think it would be great for you guys as well. Truthfully, like, because you guys would get all of our information from it, and it would be an action-packed vacation, and really a lot of learning. The Platy Pen said at Flip Aquatics, "How's the comforter?" Oh, that is funny.
It's clean now.
It's clean now.
Because I washed it again.
You weren't mad at me, were you?
Yeah.
Yep. That's my life.
Hear an awful lot of complaining.
Anakin said Team Coke versus Team Pepsi. Pepsi every day.
No, Coke. Seriously. No. This is the order that it goes. Coke is the best, regular, and then Diet Pepsi is okay, and then Diet Coke is next, and then regular Pepsi is on the bottom.
Oh my goodness. I shouldn't say that online.
What? I
don't. No, I gotta be appropriate. No, we always just call each other funny names. I caught myself though. I did good. That'd be awesome. I want to
reply to something.
Yeah.
Dylan said Amanda does an amazing job keeping you guys' Instagram looking really nice. Thank you, Dylan. But I wanted to bring this up before we finish live streaming that I apologize. I have not been on my game lately. As many of you know, I started my new job, and the last 2 weeks have been extremely rough for me. I had the flu. I had a sinus infection for a whole week. Like, I was miserable. And then on top of that, I worked 5 days in a row, had 1 day off, and then worked 3 days in a row. And I just have not been on my game. I haven't been replying to messages on Facebook like I should be, and I haven't been responding as quickly as I could to Instagram things, and I haven't been posting 3 times a day, and sometimes not at all. So I apologize because I let you guys down and I let Robert down, and it's not fun. Like, I want to post 3 times a day, and I want to respond to everybody's messages right when you guys message us. But it's difficult to do that. Like, there's only 2 of us. We both work other jobs, and I don't mean this mean, but we do have a life outside of business, and it's really hard for a new marriage for us to run a business together. And so we try our best to take time every day at the end of the day just for each other. And that means putting our phones away and not responding to messages. And it's tough sometimes because it's hard to just fit everything in to one day. And so I want to apologize to you guys because it's not what I want. I want to be able to get back to you as soon as possible, but I've been slacking a little bit. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Amanda brings up a really good point. It really, like, as a new married couple, it's really hard to separate marriage and business because it's a lot because all we do is business. Mm. And so, like, at the end of the day, like, all I want to talk about is, like, hey, like, what'd you think of that video? Or how do you think the shrimp are doing? Or how'd everyone look when you fed them? And it's just, like, it's hard to just be like, oh, like, let's just chill out and not talk business, especially with getting a new puppy. Like, come on now. And a sick puppy. So, like, she pees everywhere. But she's healthy now, which is a good thing. And so we just a lot on our plates. And you guys could tell by the amount of videos we did this week. On the YouTube channel. You can tell by the amount of posts Amanda's made on Instagram and Facebook. You can tell by the lack of responses to emails that I've done. And sometimes you just have to decide where you want to slack. And marriage isn't a place where either one of us want to slack. And so usually either the YouTube channel or Facebook or Instagram or emails, like, that's where the slacking comes in, and it'll be really, really nice.
What makes me sad?
It'll be what makes you sad?
That I can't be my best for people.
She's crying.
God.
Babe, you can't cry on live
I know, I'm
streams.
so embarrassed.
What is wrong with you? Mwah. Oh man, she's the best. I can't believe you're crying.
Well,
Look
I
at
hate
this.
it.
You're so cute. I love you.
Love you.
Yeah, it is really tough. I think the more we do this, and the farther we go together, the better it's gonna get. And I know that at some point she is gonna get to the point where she doesn't have to work as much, and I'm gonna get to the point where I can just work on the business, and it's just that's our passion. And so it sucks when we both have to work jobs that we don't necessarily want to do. And if my mom and dad are listening, I'm sorry. Like, I still love doing the electrical and helping you guys out, but we really have a passion about this, and it sucks when we can't fully do our passion and focus on, our marriage and all the other little things that come up. And it's just stressful. You guys know, life isn't always easy, and you just have to continue to go forward. And so Sergeant Tank says, stop apologizing. You guys are awesome, LOL. Smiley face. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Thank you for being here. A huge shout out to you, man. You've been doing some great stuff on YouTube. Again, another genuine and great guy. So please show the support for the community that we're building together. And Sergeant Tanks is definitely a part of that. And then we got Steam Fought Aquatics dropping a super chat saying love with a heart. Bob, again, just a great guy and a huge asset to our community. We love having both him and Jeremy here. They both do great videos. Bob is the live stream master. He's just a great guy, and truly happy that both of them are a part of this community and that we can all grow together. And we got Kang Lee says the quality that you guys put out is well worth the wait. Thank you so much, Kang. I really do appreciate that. Amanda loves you to death. I swear to God. She like Kang
Both
Lee.
of us, not just me.
I love Kang Lee. He's an awesome guy. I can't wait to go up to Minnesota and hang out with him. It will be good, and hang out with the family and all the girls. The girls are awesome.
Oh, Bob said no, I'm crying.
Bob's crying too. Lumpy Dog says there's no crying on live streams. Well, I guess there is now. We got it. But yeah, so like it's just all good. I mean, we just have so much to be thankful for. The Platy Pen says, always put God first and the rest will follow. And that's how we live our lives. And, it isn't always easy. You get caught up in things, but when you keep your eyes on the prize and your eyes on the right way, then it always works out. And so I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. Mr. Science Geek says, I concur. He agrees to the Platy Pen. Ridiculous Fish Adventure says, morning Rob and Amanda. Ridiculous, great time to tune in, man. We got tears streaming, we got live streaming, we got all kinds of stuff going on in here. You missed the good discussion from earlier. Sorry it's blurry. I don't know. Whenever you live stream, you never know what the quality is going to be. But McMooer, that's what I want to call him. McMurray Farm says, wipe them tears, you both are beautiful. Thank you so much. Spicy. We got a lot of good people in here. So do we got to head out now? Or we still got some time?
No, we should.
Well, how about we do this? So
we have the best followers, whatever, supporters ever.
We have the best community
We do.
built around us in this YouTube channel. And it's just awesome. I know it's summertime and a lot of us are outdoors, so we're not really watching live streams or YouTube, but the people that are here, we're so thankful for you. And truly, you guys, all of you, girls and guys, you are the reason we do what we do. And you're the reason we love what we do. And we just want to change this hobby together. And that's where it comes with being transparent. And I know you guys know we're transparent. The people that know us know who we are. And that's all that matters. There's people that say that they know us and say what they think we are, but I know we have a following of people. And it comes back to this too, like in that post yesterday, I had somebody that stood up for me and Amanda and just, was saying like, hey, like, you can't, you shouldn't trash flip aquatics. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's so cool to have people that will stand up for us, without ever even really knowing us in person. And so we just have such a great community around us.
It's a blessing.
It is a blessing. And so much love, guys. We're going to end the live stream a little early. Her grandparents are here, and we don't get to see them very often. And honestly, like, how old are they?
In their 70s.
They're in their 70s. So, like, you really never know. You don't know.
Actually, 80s. I'm sorry. One of them's in their 80s.
Yeah, Grandpa's in his 80s. You never know how long your family's going to be here, and you have to have your priorities straight. And so we don't get to come here very often, and Amanda is such a homebody. Like, me talking about it, like, she might tear up again.
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
But she is such a homebody, and so for her to move, it was like a huge step for her. And so being here, we definitely want to spend time with her family. And Anakin, thank you so much. $10 super chat. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your guys' support. Truly, honestly, and this is a little sidetrack thing. When you guys support us through super chats or watching our videos or watching the ads, you guys are enabling us to do this full time and to chase after this passion and really bring you guys more quality. And so we are so thankful for you guys, beyond thankful. And so we love each and every one of you. We're going to go love on our family and spend some time with our grandparents and play some card games and just hang out with the puppies. And so we are ending the live stream a little early. And then, I know you guys understand that. But great discussion today. And thank you again, Anakin, and everyone else for all the super chats. We do have a really, really cool thing coming up for you guys in the super chat. So stay tuned for that. I'll do some more details on Wednesday when I live stream. But we just have some cool stuff. So do you want to close us out?
Well, before we leave, don't forget Corey live streams tonight also. So don't forget to go head over there.
Corey might actually start a little early since we're heading out. I don't think so though. He's pretty on point. But yeah, check out Corey from Aquarium Co-op. His live stream is in 24 minutes. Definitely do that. Thank you all for the love and support that you guys show us each and every day. You guys are awesome. And why don't you close us out, honey? You don't think you can? She might start crying. So.
No, I won't cry. I'm done crying.
You're done crying?
Maybe.
I love her. You guys have an awesome day. Much love from me and Amanda and our 2 puppies and our big puppy and Emma back home. We love you guys all. Thank you so much. As always, you guys make it an awesome week, and I will talk with you guys on Wednesday. Have a great day.
Bye.
See you guys.